Hello, everyone. My name is Jack, and today I am going to share an interesting story with you. This story is about a young thief named Tom and how one important event changed his life. It teaches us the value of honesty, kindness, and doing the right thing. I hope you enjoy listening to this story and learn something meaningful from it. Tom was a young thief. He lived in a small town and stole money from people. He was clever, but he was not happy. He had no family and no real friends. One evening, Tom was walking through a busy market. He wanted to steal a wallet. As he looked around, he saw a beautiful girl selling flowers. Her name was Lily. Lily smiled at every customer. She was kind and honest. Tom watched her for a long time. He forgot about stealing. The next day, Tom returned to the market. He bought a flower from Lily. "Thank you," Lily said with a warm smile. Tom felt nervous. Nobody had ever smiled at him like that before. After that, he visited her every day. Sometimes he bought flowers. Sometimes he just talked to her. Lily liked Tom. She thought he was a good man, but she did not know his secret. One night, Tom stole a rich man's purse. Inside the purse was a photograph. When he looked at the photo, he was shocked. The photograph showed Lily and the rich man standing together. Who was this man? Tom wondered. The next morning, he went to the market and asked Lily about the picture. Lily looked surprised. "That is my father," she said quietly. "He disappeared many years ago. I have been looking for him ever since." Tom's heart started beating fast. He looked at the stolen purse in his pocket and knew he had made a terrible mistake. Tom could not sleep that night. He looked at the stolen purse again and again. Lily's father had lost it because of him. For the first time in his life, Tom felt guilty. The next morning, he went to the rich man's house. He was afraid, but he knew he had to do the right thing. Tom knocked on the door. A servant opened it. "I need to see Mr. Robert," Tom said. A few minutes later, the rich man came outside. Tom handed him the purse. "I stole this," Tom admitted. "I am sorry." Mr. Robert was surprised. "You came back to return it?" he asked. Tom nodded. Then he showed him the photograph. "There is a young woman in this picture," Tom said. "Her name is Lily. She says you are her father." Mr. Robert's eyes grew wide. "Lily?" he whispered. "My daughter?" He explained that many years ago, he had lost contact with his family after a terrible accident while traveling. He had searched for them, but he never found them. Tears filled his eyes. "Can you take me to her?" he asked. That afternoon, Tom brought Mr. Robert to the flower market. When Lily saw the man, she froze. For a moment, nobody spoke. Then Mr. Robert stepped forward. "Lily," he said softly. Lily looked at him carefully. She remembered his face from old family pictures. "Father?" she asked. Mr. Robert nodded. Lily ran to him, and they hugged each other tightly. Both of them were crying with happiness. Tom watched from a distance. He was happy for Lily, but he felt sad too. He knew he was a thief. If Lily learned the truth, she might never speak to him again. As he turned to leave, Lily called his name. "Tom, wait." Tom stopped. Lily walked toward him with a smile. "You helped me find my father," she said. "Thank you." Tom tried to smile, but his secret weighed heavily on his heart. He knew that one day he would have to tell Lily the truth. A few days passed. Lily was happier than ever. She spent time with her father and continued selling flowers in the market. Tom still visited her every day, but he felt worried. His secret was becoming harder to hide. One evening, Lily and Tom sat together near a small river. The sun was setting, and the sky was orange and pink. Lily smiled at him. "You have done so much for me," she said. "You are the kindest person I know." Tom looked down at the ground. Kindest person? He knew that was not true. "Lily," he said quietly, "there is something I need to tell you." Lily listened carefully. Tom took a deep breath. "The purse that helped you find your father. I stole it." Lily's smile disappeared. "What?" she asked. "I am a thief," Tom admitted. I have stolen many things in my life. For a moment, Lily said nothing. She felt shocked and disappointed. Why didn't you tell me before? She asked. I was afraid, Tom replied. I thought you would hate me. Tears filled Lily's eyes. You lied to me, she said softly. Then she stood up and walked away. Tom watched her leave. His heart felt broken. The next few weeks were difficult. Lily stopped talking to him. Tom felt lonely, but he understood her feelings. He decided to change his life. He found honest work at a small repair shop. Every day, he worked hard and earned money honestly. He never stole again. Months passed. One afternoon, Lily saw Tom fixing a bicycle outside the shop. She noticed how different he looked. He worked hard, helped customers, and treated everyone kindly. Later that day, she spoke with her father. Do you think people can change? She asked. Mr. Robert smiled. Yes, he said. A person's past is important, but their future is important too. The next morning, Lily walked to the repair shop. Tom looked up and saw her. His heart began to race. Hello, Tom, Lily said. Tom smiled nervously. Hello, Lily. She looked into his eyes. I was hurt when I learned the truth, she said. But I can see that you are trying to become a better person. Tom nodded. I want to be honest from now on. Lily smiled gently. Then this is a new beginning for both of us. For the first time in many months, Tom felt hope. And as they walked together through the market, neither of them knew that an even greater challenge was waiting ahead. Tom and Lily became close again. They spent many happy days together. Tom worked hard at the repair shop, and Lily continued helping her father and selling flowers. One afternoon, a police officer came to the market. The officer spoke to several shop owners and showed them a picture. Tom's face turned pale. The picture was of him. Years ago, before he changed his life, Tom had stolen a valuable necklace from a wealthy family. The crime had never been solved. Now, new evidence had been found. That evening, Tom sat alone by the river. He knew the police would find him soon. A few minutes later, Lily arrived. You seem worried, she said. Tom looked at her sadly. There is something else you need to know. He told her about the necklace. Lily listened quietly. When he finished, she was shocked. The police are looking for you? She asked. Tom nodded. I cannot run away anymore, he said. I have spent too much of my life hiding. The next morning, Tom walked to the police station by himself. He confessed everything. The officers were surprised by his honesty. Tom was arrested and taken to court. When the judge heard the case, many people spoke about Tom. Customers from the repair shop said he was hardworking. Neighbors said he always helped others. Even Mr. Robert stood before the judge. Tom made mistakes, he said, but he has truly changed. After listening to everyone, the judge made a decision. Tom would not spend years in prison. Instead, he would perform community service and repay the value of the stolen necklace through his work. Tom felt relieved that he had accepted responsibility for his actions, and now he had a chance to build a better future. Outside the courthouse, Lily was waiting for him. I am proud of you, she said. Tom looked surprised. Proud of me? You told the truth and accepted the consequences, Lily replied. That takes courage. Tom smiled. For the first time in his life, he felt free. But as Tom and Lily walked away together, a black car stopped across the street. Inside the car, a stranger was watching them. The stranger held an old photograph and whispered, At last, I have found him. The black car slowly followed Tom and Lily. Neither of them noticed. The man inside the car was tall and serious. He kept looking at the old photograph. In the picture, a young boy stood beside an older man. The boy was Tom. The next day, Tom was working at the repair shop when the stranger entered. Are you Tom? The man asked. Yes, Tom replied. The stranger handed him the photograph. Tom stared at it in surprise. I remember this picture, he said. But where did you get it? The man smiled slightly. My name is Daniel. I was a friend of your father. Tom's eyes widened. My father? Tom had not seen his father since he was a small child. He always believed his father had died. Daniel shook his head. No, your father is alive. Tom could hardly believe it. Alive? Where is he? Daniel became serious. He is very sick. Before I came here, he asked me to find you. That evening, Tom told Lily everything. She held his hand. You should go, she said. Your father needs you. The next morning, Tom and Lily traveled with Daniel to a distant town. After many hours, they arrived at a small house near the sea. Inside, an old man lay in bed. His face was thin, but his eyes were kind. When he saw Tom, tears filled his eyes. My son, he whispered. Tom rushed to his side. Father. The two hugged each other. For several minutes, neither of them spoke. Finally, Tom's father explained what had happened years ago. After losing his job, he had left town to find work. He planned to return quickly, but many problems kept him away. He searched for Tom later, but he could never find him. I never stopped loving you, his father said. Tom squeezed his hand. I never stopped hoping to see you again. Over the next few weeks, Tom stayed with his father and helped care for him. Lily stayed too. She became like family. One evening, as the sun set over the sea, Tom's father smiled at them. You belong together, he said. Tom looked at Lily. Lily smiled back. Then, gathering his courage, Tom asked, Lily, will you marry me? Lily's eyes filled with happy tears. Yes, she answered. Tom laughed with joy. At that moment, it seemed that all the pain and mistakes of the past had finally led them to happiness. But later that night, Daniel received a mysterious letter. After reading it, his face turned pale. There is something I should have told Tom years ago, he whispered. And now the truth may change everything. Daniel sat alone with the mysterious letter in his hands. He looked worried. The next morning, he asked Tom to meet him by the sea. Tom arrived and noticed Daniel's serious expression. What is wrong? Tom asked. Daniel took a deep breath. There is a secret about your family, he said. Tom listened carefully. Many years ago, your father was accused of stealing a large amount of money from his company. Tom was shocked. My father? A thief? Daniel shook his head. No, he was innocent. Then what happened? Daniel handed Tom the letter. It was written by a man named Victor. He was the real thief. Tom read the letter slowly. In it, Victor admitted that he had stolen the money and blamed Tom's father to save himself. Because of the false accusation, Tom's father lost his job and his good name. Soon afterward, he left town in shame. Tears filled Tom's eyes. All these years, my father suffered for something he never did. Daniel nodded sadly. Victor is now old and very ill. He wants to tell the truth before he dies. That afternoon, Tom and Daniel visited Victor. The old man looked weak. When he saw Tom, he lowered his head. I am sorry, Victor said. I destroyed your father's life. Why? Tom asked. I was selfish and afraid, Victor replied. I thought only about myself. Victor signed an official statement admitting his crime. A few weeks later, the truth became public. Tom's father's name was cleared. People finally learned that he had been innocent all along. When the news reached the town, many people apologized to him. For the first time in years, he felt peace. One evening, Tom, Lily, and Tom's father sat together outside the house. The sea was calm. The future looked bright. Tom's father smiled. I can finally rest knowing the truth has been told. A month later, Tom and Lily were married in a beautiful ceremony near the beach. Friends, neighbors, and family gathered to celebrate. Everyone was happy. As Tom and Lily danced together, Tom remembered his old life as a thief. He had made many mistakes, but he had chosen to change. And because of that choice, he had found love, family, and a new future. Their story became famous in the town, a story about forgiveness, honesty, and second chances. And from that day forward, Tom and Lily lived happily together,